We are in the Adept Events studio, and I'm speaking with Alec Sharp, and we will be discussing the half-day workshop, Concept Modeling for Business Analysts. Alec, can you briefly explain the overall goal of this half-day workshop?
Yes, if I took it up to the highest level, I would say the overall goal is to popularize concept modeling. Whether you call it concept modeling, conceptual data modeling, business object modeling, this technique has recently become very popular in the agile community where they call it domain modeling. But my goal is to show that this is a fundamental technique for business analysis, for process analysis, for solution architecture. It's a fundamental technique that more people should take advantage of. So originally, I designed this for business analysts so they could see how concept modeling would support their job, which is often very challenging, discovering real requirements. And it turned out it was also very interesting to data professionals, data modelers, data architects, so they could communicate the value of concept modeling or data modeling to a wider audience.
Okay. And what are the topics that you cover during this day, during this half day?
What is the focus, the topics? Well, first of all, we will clarify some misconceptions about concept modeling, or data modeling in general. One reason the technique for many years was not used as widely as it should be was because people confused it with database design. And this is really a business-facing technique. So once we've introduced the basics, we show where a concept model fits in my overall framework for business analysis that includes business process, use cases or user stories, services, and the underlying concept model. And then we go through a hands-on case study to show how the business object model was so useful in a particular case for identifying the services our application needed to provide, to identify the user stories we needed to implement, and ultimately to lead to the design of a new process. Then with that, whetting everyone's appetite, we look more closely at some guidelines for doing concept modeling. We look very specifically at entities, relationships, attributes, and rules, and get really specific and repeatable about that. In particular, we clarify the distinction between contextual, conceptual, logical, and physical. You know, many years ago at a conference in London, I spoke on the lost art of concept modeling, and I included a table in there that clarified the difference between contextual, conceptual, and logical modeling. And it has since become my most plagiarized slide ever, because nobody's ever really been very clear about the difference between the two. Then we will look at something near and dear to my heart, which is techniques for drawing your model, the actual graphic representation of your model in a way that communicates the maximum information in the minimum amount of time. As a consultant, I have often redrawn other people's data models and had the business really be astonished at how much clearer it was for them to be able to handle that. And we wrap up with a few of the finer points of modeling, looking, say, at the transition from conceptual to logical. It's a very full half day.
Okay. And you already mentioned that the target audience was business analysts and also data modelers. Are those the two core target audience?
Yeah, that's really the core target audience. But you know, when we design our courses, we even going right back to when I started teaching, you know, almost 40 years ago, my goal was to democratize techniques, make techniques that maybe had been employed by specialists and make them available to a wider audience. And that has certainly been the case. I had one company recently sent their chief strategy officer to this. I have various kinds of architects, application architects, enterprise architects, business architects, program managers, project managers who want to know, where does this concept modeling fit? So there is a wide range of people actually showing up for this. But again, the starting point was business analysts and data professionals, particularly data modelers.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Alec.